Will my partner stay with me? Have you ever thought about considering a question like this to an Akashic Records reader? In this video, I'm going to talk about what kind of questions are benevolent to ask within the space of the Akashic Records. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Aisha. I'm a cosmic guide for starseeds and also an Akashic Records reader. And today I want to talk about what kind of questions are appropriate to ask when you're entering the space of the Akashic Records. Well, a lot of the times we want to know what will happen to us, what other people might think of us. For example, our partners, will they stay married to us? Will they walk away or things like that? It's very understandable to ask questions like that. But is it the ethical way to do, right? I think that if you want to be true and ethical, then it's appropriate to ask questions about you, about yourself. Well, staying in a relationship or not is about me, you might think. Well, partially it is. But should questions be about someone else, what someone else is intended to do, or should the questions involve yourself? And I think there's a big difference between that. Because if you are not being cautious, you might end up on the edge of, is it like white magical or is it like darker magical thoughts and actions? Because if you are questioning about someone else instead of yourself, then it can be a little bit tricky, because everyone, yourself included, is a sovereign being. You have your own free will, and no other being should be involved with your own free will, even on an unconscious level. So I know it's possible, I've seen it with my own eyes, that people can be involved in someone else's affairs. I mean, this is where the negative reputation of voodoo and black magic stems from, because it is truly possible. If you know how to do it, you could make someone else, for example, fall in love with you. But is this the way you want to go about? I mean, the universe is magical. If you know how to manipulate energies, if you know how to work with energies, you can do a lot of things that most of us would consider to be like magical and to be like what a musician can do, or what a shaman can do, or a medicine woman. And it is possible, but I think one of the most important things you can do when you are involved with spiritual work, energetic work, is to be true to yourself, to your beliefs. I mean, would you want to be manipulated by someone else? Would you want to fall in love by someone else's doing? Or would you rather fall in love by your own heart and by your own saying yes to that person? So I think that answers the question, because if you are in the space of the Akashic Records, whether you want to do it yourself or you want to ask someone who is trained in the Akashic Records, then you really should be mindful of the questions. And of course, it's understandable that you don't know this in advance. So whenever I serve my clients and they want to know, for example, will this person stay with me, then I'm trying to explain and to ask questions to them. How can we rearrange this question so that it's not about some kind of manipulation, how subtle it might be. So, for example, the question is, will this person stay married to me? You can also think about, what is the best situation for the both of us, for both parties, to experience benevolent experiences within this relationship? What can I do? What can I contribute to this relationship in order for it to work for both myself and my partner? And that's a totally different question than to slightly, consciously or unconsciously want to manipulate someone else. You see the difference there? So for me, as an ethical person, because one of the realms I was trained in was being an ethical person. So I love protocols, I love doing the right thing. is to really apply the ethical rules. So I think it's very important to honor someone else's free will and to honor someone else's sovereignty, and to basically have respect for that person. And it's sometimes unintentionally. So I'm trying to explain then to my client this story basically, and I most of the time they understand. They totally understand what I'm talking about, and also it's all about intentions, right? So for a practitioner like me, I put in the intention that I only want to work with high vibe clients. So I basically never bump into clients who like want to manipulate, things like that. If you don't exactly know what kind of questions you should ask, then I'm open to have contact with you. And if you want to have a deeper dive into your personal accounts, I'm more than happy to open your Akashic Records. You can book a reading with me. We can do it online if you are anywhere in the world. And for my Dutch clients, I also offer a service where I will come to your place and we will dive into your Akashic Records the same way as we would do it online, but then in person. And it's so magical opening the records because, you know, you can imagine it at forehand what will be exposed, and sometimes it really resonates because then you think, yeah, of course this resonates with me. A lot of the times people are really surprised with what comes through, and that's really like a little party, a little celebration every time the records are opened. So you can book a reading with me, and I would love to see you online. And also thank you very much for liking this video, for supporting me by subscribing to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.